Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, we're taking a deep dive into the story of one of the most iconic structures in the world. When you think of Paris, what's the first thing that comes to mind? For millions, it's the glittering, majestic Eiffel Tower. But have you ever wondered how this iron giant came to be? Why was it built? And did you know that it was almost torn down? Buckle up, because the story of the Eiffel Tower is more dramatic and fascinating than you could ever imagine. Our story begins in the late 19th century. France was preparing to host the 1889 Exposition Universelle, or World's Fair, a massive event designed to celebrate the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. The government wanted a showstopper, a centerpiece that would scream innovation, progress, and French engineering prowess to the entire world. So they launched a competition, inviting architects and engineers to submit their designs for a monumental tower to be built on the Champ de Mars. Hundreds of proposals poured in. Some were bizarre, like a giant guillotine to commemorate the revolution. Others were more conventional stone towers. But one design stood out from the rest. A tower of iron? It seemed impossible, industrial, even ugly to many. But Eiffel was a master promoter and a brilliant engineer. He argued that his tower would be a symbol of the modern industrial age, a testament to what iron and steel could achieve. He funded much of the project himself, and after a fierce debate, his design was chosen in 1886. Construction began on January 28, 1887. Imagine the scene. In the heart of Paris, a colossal metal structure starts to rise from the ground. The project was an engineering marvel. Every single one of the 18,038 pieces of wrought iron was prefabricated in Eiffel's factory on the outskirts of Paris, calculated down to 1/10 of a millimeter. These pieces were then brought to the site and assembled using over 2.5 million rivets. The construction team was a small army of about 300 workers, many of whom were skilled iron workers who had previously worked on tall viaducts. They worked in precarious conditions, high above the city. But thanks to Eiffel's stringent safety measures, which included movable stagings and guardrails, there was only one fatality during the entire construction phase. An incredible feat for that era. Piece by piece, the tower grew. First the 4 massive legs, then the first level, then the second, and finally the spire. The precision was breathtaking. The rivet holes lined up perfectly. It was like assembling a giant high-tech Meccano set. In just 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days, the tower was complete. On March 31, 1889, Gustave Eiffel himself climbed the 1,910 steps to the top and unfurled a massive French tricolor flag. The world's tallest man-made structure was born. When the World's Fair opened, the Eiffel Tower was an instant sensation. Nearly 2 million people ascended the tower during the fair alone. Visitors were astounded by the panoramic views of Paris, something no one had ever experienced before. They could take elevators, a novelty in themselves, to the different levels. The tower wasn't just a structure, it was an experience. At night, it was illuminated by hundreds of gas lamps, making it a beacon of light and modernity. But not everyone was a fan. Before and during its construction, a group of prominent artists and writers, including famous figures like Alexandre Dumas the Younger and Guy de Maupassant, published a petition titled "Protest Against the Tower of Monsieur Eiffel." They called it a useless and monstrous structure, a gigantic black smokestack that would dishonor the beauty of Paris. Guy de Maupassant famously said he ate lunch in the tower's restaurant every day because it was the only place in Paris where he couldn't see it. The criticism was harsh. And here's the twist in our story. The Eiffel Tower was never meant to be permanent. The original plan was for it to be dismantled after 20 years. Eiffel knew this, and he was determined to save his creation. He had to prove that the tower was more than just a tourist attraction. It had to be useful. So he set up a meteorological laboratory on the 3rd floor to collect weather data. But his masterstroke was embracing the new technology of wireless telegraphy. He installed an antenna at the very top of the tower, turning it into a giant radio transmitter. This proved to be its saving grace. During World War I, the tower's strategic importance became undeniable. It was used to intercept enemy radio communications, jamming German messages, and helping to coordinate Allied troops. This military value was what ultimately convinced the city of Paris to let the tower stand. The tower that was once despised by the artistic elite had become a national hero, a symbol of French resilience. Over the decades, it continued to play a role in scientific and technological advancements, from early television broadcasts to today's digital transmissions. Of course, the Eiffel Tower also became the global icon we know and love. It has been the backdrop for countless movies, proposals, and celebrations. It survived 2 world wars, and during the German occupation in World War II, French resistance fighters famously cut the elevator cables so that if Hitler wanted to reach the top, he would have to climb the stairs. He never did. Today, the Iron Lady, as it's affectionately known, attracts nearly 7 million visitors a year. It's painted every 7 years to protect it from rust, a process that requires 60 tons of paint. At night, it puts on a dazzling light show, sparkling for 5 minutes every hour. It has evolved from a controversial temporary structure into the enduring soul of Paris and a beloved symbol of France. So, the next time you see a picture of the Eiffel Tower, remember its incredible journey. It's a story of bold vision, engineering genius, public outcry, and a fight for survival. What do you think is the most surprising part of the Eiffel Tower's history? Let me know in the comments below. I love reading your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.